morning if you're watching on Peacock. Hopefully you're treated to the beautiful scenery around here, including our next guest. Joining us now, three-time NFL defensive MVP. His motor is so high it should be drug tested. The greatest player in Houston Texans history, but that's not saying much. Paulie says they're close friends, but we can find no evidence of that. We would like to make a cheap joke about he's all heart, but that would be in bad taste, so we will not do that today. Most importantly, he's the president and founding member of the Good Ass Dudes Club.
Good Ass Dudes Club.
Yeah, please welcome the popular JJ Watt. Like how JJ shows up and he goes, "It's cold. I didn't know you were going to be outside."
Dan, who made this decision?
You're from Wisconsin.
Do you have a weather app on your phone?
Yes. Good to see you. You look good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I did it just for you.
Where's your son? We thought we were getting, the whole family here.
You know, I told my wife last night, I was like, I have to go on the Dan Patrick show at 7. And we switch off days who wakes up first with him in the morning. And she woke up with him yesterday, and I didn't tell her until after she woke up with him yesterday. So I'm going to stay here for as long as I can.
Good. I got you out of the dad duty there. I'm waiting to become a grandfather today.
Oh, congratulations.
For the first time, my daughter-in-law is being induced today.
That's incredible.
So, it's a great moment. What weren't you ready for being a dad?
I honestly, and this answer is going to be so cliche, but I legitimately just was not ready for knowing that I had that level of love for something. I had no idea the wave of emotion and the flood of emotion and just the way that it kind of almost changes your entire structure of how your brain and emotions and everything works. It was truly something I wasn't ready for.
And people try to tell you.
Yes.
But until you go through it.
No. So even with my other friends, like, they ask me that question, I start to tell them, and then I say, you know what, like, when people told me this, I didn't care, and I didn't listen. I said, oh, yeah, that's great. Even with my brother. I mean, even when my brother had 2 kids, I was like, yeah, that's awesome. I'm sure it's great. And then I had one. So I don't even try and tell people that much anymore because I'm like, you don't care. Until you do it, you don't know.
When you were last with us, I think 5 days later, you announced your retirement.
That's correct.
Did you know you were going to retire when you were with us?
Oh, absolutely.
5 days.
Yeah, I think you asked me. And I was
Why did you bury the lead? I mean, why did you do that to me?
Why? I don't know. I should have just given it to you. Yeah. I mean, you guys were messing around with me the week before. You guys are cracking jokes. Paulie apparently is just the world's best comedian of all time.
He is.
Yeah.
I have no recollection.
So. He loves to make fun of the good ass dude speech.
I mean, I'll make fun of it. It was it's a speech worthy of being made fun of.
I think we should make good ass dudes T-shirts.
Yeah. I mean, what a stupid speech.
But you mean well. You can't be a bad guy. You can't be.
Yeah. So that was like at a point in my career. We had Hard Knocks, and I was on the come up, obviously, in terms of notoriety in the league. And you know that anytime the cameras are there 24/7. So it's not like you know that you can't just pop off at all time. And this recent Hard Knocks, they were there even more often. I mean, we had a permanent camera in our room 24/7 rolling the entire time. So anybody who says that you can just completely ignore the cameras, you can act like that, no, you can't, because you know that anything you say at any moment could be possibly used. So back then, like I was still on like I'm not that big of a swear, like I'm like the good, like clean cut, like no, I'm not gonna. And that's where good ass dudes came from. Like, I was trying to give this hard ass speech, but I'm also like, but guys, we can help the community. It was stupid.
Now it's good ass dads.
Yeah.
Dads.
Yeah.
That's who. Well, you want your parents to watch this, and
that was the thing. Like my grandma watched the show, and so like I knew I was giving a speech and that my grandma could watch. Now, if the cameras aren't there, I'm giving a vastly different speech. But I'm sitting here thinking like, all right, my grandma's watching this show. Like if I start just cussing these guys out, there's a lot of things. Anybody tells you don't have any regrets is lying, because there's a lot of things I would do differently.
Like what?
That I would do that speech.
I don't blame you there.
No,
anything else?
I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, when you go through your career and you look at things, with my injuries and stuff. I mean, you.
Let's do a game of operation here.
Oh boy.
It's
gonna be a long game.
Tell me how many. Just point all the injuries, surgeries.
Oh, that would be tough. I mean, I dislocated my elbow and tore everything in there my second year. I've had multiple back surgeries, more than 2. Broke my leg. I've had this knee operated on I don't know, 5, 6 times. I've broken finger. That finger doesn't work. A wrist. This pec gone. This shoulder. Everything's gone. Everything, both my adductors and both my lower abs were gone. Yeah,
would it have been easier if I said point to the healthy
yeah. My right lower leg feels pretty good. Yeah.
Did you break your nose?
No, so that's like a common misconception. My nose bled a lot, but I never actually broke it. So yeah, never broken the nose.
Feels like once you get that scar, it never goes away.
No.
And the helmet
Yeah,
comes
never
down
goes
and
away.
then it started bleeding?
Yeah, I finally figured it out a couple years in, but it did look cool while it lasted.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
But be honest, when the blood would start, were you really slow to wipe it off?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't blame you.
Yes.
I don't blame you. All right, let me go back to retirement. If you didn't have the heart issue,
no, still retired.
if you didn't have a baby,
Possibly a little more questionable, but
you played well this year.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Is it tougher to retire after a season like this, or one that might have ended in injury? And
This is much easier to retire after. That's the reason I'm retiring. I've wanted to go out playing good football, knowing that I can still do it, knowing that I put good tape out there, knowing that when my son goes back and watches my last game, he's going to see his dad playing good. He's not going to see an injury. He's not going to see a guy who people are tapping on the shoulder saying, "Hey, bud, it's time to go." I wanted to go out that way, and I've honestly kind of been looking for that opportunity.
now what do you do?
Golf. I'm going to golf.
That'll get tiring after a while.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to take it as it comes. We'll see. I'm really taking it as it comes right now, seeing what's out there. I've always said forever that I would not do broadcasting, but the further I got towards the end of my career, the more I realized how much I love the game and I want to still be around it. But I also don't want to do it to the level of coaching staffs where they're working their ass off all day, every day, off season, during season. So I do think that broadcasting does have that potential opportunity for me.
Have you talked to networks?
Dabbled. This week will be a big week for that, obviously, with everybody out here. So we'll get into that as it comes, and if it comes to fruition, it does, and if not, the beauty of it is I don't have to do anything, so I can just relax if I want.
You guys were consistent this year. You lost to the Chiefs and you lost to the Eagles. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's start with the Chiefs. Let's say you're advising the Eagles defense.
Oh, I mean, the Chiefs are obviously an unbelievable offense. They have a guy who can do literally everything at the quarterback position. He's incredible. And then they have...
no, but I need insights. Like, what are we going to take advantage? Where can we take advantage of the Chiefs defensively from the Eagles?
I mean, the Eagles have one of the best fronts in the game from a pass rush standpoint, so you have to try and get back there as quick as humanly possible to make Pat uncomfortable but I've always said this, and I think I've said it here multiple times. The great thing about Pat and what he does so well is that he'll just keep backing up out of the back of the pocket, and he has the arm strength to make any throw, and he knows that Kelsey's going to get open somewhere in that window for him, and he's going to find him and dump it to him. So even when a great pass rusher has that opportunity to get there, if you don't have the guys coming from all angles, he's going to just scoot his way over to one of them and make the throw. But that's what the Eagles do have. They have guys coming from every single spot, guys pushing up the middle. So you have to have – it's almost better to have those guys going high, but you have to have the middle guys pushing up the middle too.
Yeah, I always thought that certain quarterbacks, you want pressure up the middle.
Yeah.
Because now if I get Mahomes going left or right, now I want to test the ankle. Now I want to get him on the move, but I want him moving at the pace in the direction that we want him to go.
Yes.
It's when you have the guys who go around him, the edge rushers, he just steps up in the pocket.
Right.
Explain Kelsey.
He's incredible.
But
that's the perfect example of one of the greatest players ever at his position also being on page with his quarterback at all times, no matter what. Those two guys, they're connected so well that they know what the other's going to do at any given moment. So Travis may not be where the playbook said it was supposed to be, but he's in the window that he knows Pat's going to be looking for and that no defender's in. And it's a pretty incredible combination when those two hook up. It's special.
All right. What about the Eagles? What are you trying to get Jalen Hurts. They run the ball really well.
They do. They do. And they're fascinating because they can kind of mold their offense to be what it needs to be for that game. So if they really are just a ground and pound that game, they can just hand it off, ground and pound. Jalen can keep it. They'll do that quarterback sneak with the put. I mean, the quarterback sneak that they run is undefeated. It's one of the best I've ever seen anybody do. And I still don't understand why more teams don't just quarterback sneak on 1 yard or less whenever necessary. But with them, then if they want to, they turn around and they flip it. They got Devontae, they got AJ, and Hurts can absolutely do that. And their O-line is great pass blockers as well. So the fascinating part there is you want to try and figure out early in the game what their plan is and how they're attacking you, and then try and quickly adjust and take that aspect away to see if you can kind of frazzle them.
Were you mad at Brady because he's going to steal your thunder at the Hall of Fame?
No, it's. I think it's.
You were the headliner.
No.
You would have been.
I appreciate that kindly, but I think it's cool to be retiring. We'll see at the same time as the greatest of all time.
So you think Brady will get in?
I think he's got a shot.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I got it. Yeah, he might sneak in there. First time.
But
He's got some accolades.
What if Rodgers retires?
He will also make it, I think.
Okay.
I think he's going to make it too.
Where are you on the totem pole?
Oh.
Brady,
Bottom.
Rodgers?
Yeah, no problem. You got to have a ring. I don't have one. Those guys both got. I mean, Tom has more rings than any team in the NFL. I mean, it's literally insane. Like anybody who tries to argue, like my tweet to him after was like, "Greatest of all time, no debates, no arguments," and people tried to argue. I said, shut up! Like, just shut up! Like, you're an idiot.
Is he the greatest team player of all time in any sport?
I mean, that's a much more difficult argument because, I mean, you got guys with 11 rings. I mean, Bill Russell's an unbelievable. Like, how do you quantify that? That's a fascinating.
But football's one and done. Like,
I agree.
You know, a 7-game series, you can beat me once, twice, maybe in 3 times. I still have a chance. Everything he did, it was win or go home. Playoffs.
I mean, when you look at, they put up that graphic, I think it was 2 weeks ago or whatever, when they were playing, of conference championship games, like in Tom. And
he's been in 15.
And you sit there as a player, and you're just sitting there like, I've never been to one. And people say I've had a great career. I mean, potentially like 12 years. I'm proud of what I did. But you sit there and you look at what Tom did for as long as he did it, and you have nothing but the utmost respect because you understand how difficult it is. You understand the parity in this league, the way that this league is set up with the draft order, with free agency, with waivers and everything. It's literally set up for the league to be a parity league. They want everybody to be in that 8-8 window, and sometimes you swing one way, sometimes you swing the other. And somehow Tom, for 23 years, has found a way to never swing to the other side of the pendulum.
Do you understand being addicted to the game that he couldn't quit?
Yes, but I also do think it is somewhat different at different positions for sure. I do think that, I mean, it's he's done it very well, and he gets the ball out of his hands so fast now that he doesn't have to take anywhere near as many hits as I'm sure he used to, and as many hits as other guys have to. So I would certainly feel different about the game if I didn't have to smash my head into a 320-pound man every week either, you know?
But if you were healthy-ish, you'd still play?
I am healthy. I think that the difference is I know it can go off the tracks quickly. Like, I mean, this knee, it takes a lot to get this thing. Like, I got a plate and 9 screws in it. Like, I have to, every single day of the off season has to be leading up to that season, and I have to be grinding and thinking about it 24/7. So it's much more the mental than it is the physical for me, where I wanted to have my mental freedom back for the off season. Like, Friday, I skipped my leg workout because I wanted to go golf with Rahm and Phelps. So I went and golfed with Rahm and Phelps. I don't have to like stress like, damn it, I missed that workout. So then Saturday, I just went and climbed Camelback instead. In the past, I would have been
leg day. Wow.
In the past, you know, do I lose my good ass dudes club shirt?
Wow.
So like that's something in the past, literally for 3 days until my next leg day, I would have been thinking about like, damn, did you hurt yourself for the season? Like, are you gonna? But now I'm happy.
You look back on your career, and you know, as you said, you don't have a Super Bowl ring, but that feeling, like you never get used to losing.
No.
But you were still on some teams that were not very good.
Yes.
What is that like? That feeling of showing up every Sunday, and even though in your mind you have a chance, but in reality you don't?
It's very tough, and there's certainly been different teams. There's been teams where your record isn't good, but you do know that going into those games, you've got a legitimate chance to win every one. And I mean, even you look at this year. I mean, our Eagles game, we were down to the wire against the Eagles, and they're an incredible team there, and we were a different team at that point than we were by the end, obviously. But there's no. You can't watch that game and say we could not have won that game. I mean, they absolutely deserved to, and they did everything they needed to win it. But to say that we weren't in it, I believe would be incorrect. Now, the harder part is as the season goes on, once you're eliminated from the playoffs and you've got those moments, the competitor in you takes over. For myself, I'm never giving any less effort, no less passion, no less energy to it. But I think you can feel a little bit of the deflation in the balloon in the locker room and in the team.
I'm trying to figure out Kyler Murray.
Okay.
He was great in high school, great in college, but I don't know. I'm trying to be fair to him. I think it's too much. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I think he's a great talent.
What makes you say that?
Well, the great talent, I can see that, but is he a great leader? Maybe it's asking somebody that age to do something, and that's not fair to him. I don't know. I just get it. I don't know where his trajectory is. I'm trying to be. It feels like Jalen Hurts has a better sense of who Jalen Hurts is than Kyler Murray does.
This is some deep stuff. I was not prepared for the deep level of questioning this morning.
Yeah, I normally don't get that deep.
No, I was not ready to go into the psychological aspects of players that are not myself.
But you're there on the team. You see it.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you mentor, if he listens to anybody, but I don't know. It's just a weird feeling. He's a wonderful talent. I remember when he was in high school, he could do everything. Sometimes when it's too easy, then, are you really developing, putting in the time?
But how easy was it at Oklahoma?
In that offense, it was pretty easy.
It wasn't easy. I guess, it was.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield, it was easy for him, too.
Could I do it?
What?
Do you think I could do it? Think Lincoln Riley could make me a Heisman winner? You think he can make me a Heisman winning quarterback?
No, but don't change the subject.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. You could be the tight end there. I'll make you a tight end there.
I was a tight end once, Dan. There's a reason I'm a defensive end now.
I know that.
Do you?
Yes. 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 Central Antonio. You want to talk about Antonio Brown instead of Kyler Murray?
I mean, the day that we came into Central Michigan, the freshmen all showed up on the same day, and we went to the indoor facility to run. We went to run by ourselves, like as a freshman group, which pretty incredible freshman group. We had myself, Antonio Brown, and Nick Bellore, who's still in the league with the Seahawks. And we went to run, and Antonio was dusting the floor with every single one of us. It was the most incredible thing I've ever seen, and all the rest of us just kind of looked at each other like, should we even be here? Like, this guy's on a different planet. But he was an unbelievable talent. And he turned out to be a great player, and he has a fascinating backstory, and it was definitely interesting getting to know him, and he was a hell of a player to watch.
I'll let you off the hook. You don't have to answer Kyler Murray. It's all right.
I'm not. I'm sitting here. You're saying it was easy. The guy won 4 state championships in high school. He won a national champion. No, not a national championship, but he won a Heisman in college.
It was too easy. Now you have to outthink people. Now you have to put in the effort. Everybody's great.
Why didn't you do it if it was so easy?
I got as many surgeries as you have.
Do you?
Yeah.
How many do you have? Let's hear them.
Shoulder, hand, eyes, replacement knee, 7 surgeries.
All right, that's not
Botox.
Oh, am I on my way to that? Is that coming up?
Yes, yes, it is.
Oh, great.
Yes, it is. Well, it's great to see you.
It's great to see you.
Enjoy retirement and being a dad and being a good ass dude.
Thank
you.
I'm proud. I'll take the T-shirt when it arrives.
Good ass dude. He's J.J. Watt.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll take a break. Back after this from Scottsdale.